Grass is the most unstable surface in professional tennis. It is fast, highly slippery, and entirely at the mercy of the local weather. That volatility was on full display during the deciding third set of the Birmingham Open. On one side of the net stood Rebeka Masarova, a former world number 62. She plays a streaky, high-powered game built around a dominating serve and massive baseline weapons. Facing her was Alexandra Eala, fighting for her first final of the year. To get there, Eala had to manage a mounting physical toll from the heavy, soggy courts and the threat of dark clouds looming overhead. Advancing meant Eala had to solve two distinct problems at once: neutralizing a heavily armed opponent and surviving a physical environment that was actively deteriorating beneath her feet. As the Birmingham courts absorbed moisture from the overcast skies, the grass became heavy. On a soggy court, the tennis ball completely loses its ability to bounce high. This illustrates the immediate biomechanical problem low bounce creates. Her long limbs become a structural liability, forcing her to dig uncomfortably low. Without leverage to drop the racket head, topspin is impossible. Her ground strokes float long past the baseline. Eala countered this by adjusting her mechanics. She shortened her backswing, catching the ball early on the short hop. This compact swing geometry intercepts the low bounce at its peak, using her opponent's pace to consistently drive it deep. By adapting her physical game to the heavy conditions, Eala quickly broke Masarova's serve and built a commanding 5-2 lead in the deciding set. Eala's lead demonstrated that on these damp courts, adjusting the geometry of a stroke was more effective than relying on standard baseline power. Up 5-2, Eala was precisely one game away from securing her spot in the final. Then, the uncontrollable variable arrived. The sky finally opened up, forcing a massive 2.5-hour rain delay. Waiting out a rain delay with a massive lead presents a severe psychological danger. Your muscles cool down in the locker room, but your mind races, fully aware that your carefully built momentum has been erased. The threat is heavily magnified by Masarova's playing style. Armed with a huge, explosive serve, she has the exact power necessary to flip a grass court match in just 3 or 4 points once play resumes. The delay forced a total restart. With the physical momentum gone, the outcome depended on who could best survive the long wait without losing their competitive edge. To survive the agonizing 2.5-hour wait, Eala relied on a mental strategy she described as switching it off and on. She allowed herself to rest, but maintained a deliberate baseline of physical and mental tension. By refusing to fully relax her mind, she kept herself primed for the sudden call to return to the court. When the rain cleared and the tarps came off, Eala marched straight back up to the baseline to serve for the match. She successfully shut down Masarova's final push, closing out the grueling, multi-hour battle 6-2, 4-6, 6-3. Speaking to the crowd afterward, Eala attributed her performance to a singular, heavily disciplined mantra. She focused entirely on controlling the things she was actually able to control. A volatile environment will always create friction. The competitors who survive it are the ones who map both their physical mechanics and their psychological focus strictly to the variables left in their hands.